We are going to learn about matrices, which are something kind of different, but hopefully a little bit easy to understand. So matrices are a rectangular array, which just means an arrangement of data into rows and columns. So if you look at the very bottom left of the note sheet right here, M represents a matrice. So this right here, that rectangular part of all those numbers, is called a matrice. Elements are the individual numbers. Rows go across. So these are the horizontal elements. So going across left to right. The columns then are the vertical elements. Top to bottom. So rows go across, columns go up and down. Just think of it, rows is like in a movie theater, your seats are in rows, so those go across. Columns are like the columns of the White House going up and down. The dimensions of a matrix are the rows by columns. So how many rows there are by how many columns there are. So the number of rows by the number of columns. So it's important to know which ones are the rows and which ones are the columns. So first we're just going to organize data into a matrix so you can see why it's helpful to be able to make matrices. So I'm going to put Sue and Eva, and then A, B, and C going across. So Sue has 1, 2, 3, 4 A's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C's, or sorry, 5 B's, and 1, 2, 3 C's. Eva has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 B's, and just 1 C. So there is an example of how you can take data that's kind of all over the place, and now it's much easier to compare their quiz grades. So the dimensions, you go across first. There are 1, 2 rows. Okay, so 1, 2 going across, and then 1, 2, 3 going down. So this is a 2 by 3 matrix, rows by columns. When you have a matrix, you can pick out certain elements. So the way we write it is whatever element, so the X is going to represent a number, and then in parentheses down here, you're going to have A, comma, B. So when you see X, we're wondering what number falls in row A and column B. So A is the row and B is the column. So rows always go first when we're talking about matrices. So here's our matrix over here. We're going to look for element 1, 2. So row 1 is the top row and column 2 is the second one. Sometimes it's helpful to label them. So row 1, row 2, row 3, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So row 1, column 2 would be 3. Number 4 wants row 3, column 2. So row 3, column 2 is 9. Element 2, 4. Row 2, column 4 is 11. And then 1, 3, row 1, column 3 is 1. Then we can go backwards. So they want to know which element is equal to negative 5. So negative 5 is right down here, row 3, column 4. So X 3, comma 4. Number 8 wants us to find negative 2. So negative 2 is right here. That's row 2, column 1. So X 2, comma 1. And then finally 7 is row 3, column 1. So X 3, comma 1. And negative 8, row 2, column 2. So that's an easy one because they are both 2's. And then lastly, they want to know what the dimensions are. So again, 1, 2, 3 rows by 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. 3 by 4.